Ooh, I wasn't. All right, what is going on, people? Hello, welcome back. Let me cause I don't know. I don't know where the audio is. I don't know if the audio is still going good or it's going bad. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But looks like we're live. Looks like we're live, which is good. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? We got to cover. We got a bracket to look into. I don't know if I can get into this. See if this is working. Hopefully, this isn't drowning me out too much. No, seems like it's not. Seems like it's pretty fair. Pretty. Yeah, it seems good. I'll speak up. I'll speak up so it doesn't drown me out too much. But welcome in, guys. Welcome in. This is GVS, where we cover all things sports. Let's get into this, shall we? We were waiting for the Kings game to wrap up because the Kings game and then the Flames, Avalanche played the Kraken. I think there are a whole bunch of like last second games for the NHL tonight, which in fact, like, let's go, which the Avalanche and the Kraken are actually playing right now. Avalanche are only up 1-0. So talk about fraud alert. NHL scores. Here we go. Blues, Mammoth, fraud alert. No, but the like 2 seconds ago, I wanted to give the NHL some time to post their bracket. You know, let them get an early jump on it before I get my hands on this. Before I get my hands on this bracket, let's see if Google. Hold on. NHL bracket 2020 2026. Here we go. Nope. See, they haven't even. But the NHL website's got it up. Look at that. It's already set. It's already here. You know, social media's gone all over it. We got all the matchups, and so I was like, okay, let's roll into it. But all right, enough waiting. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Let's get into it, shall we? Let's get into it. Glad you guys are here. Here we go. Here we go. Hopefully the music's not drowning me out too much. Hopefully not. Which will, I gotta work on that sometime. We do. I will admit, from a technical standpoint, we gotta work that out one of these days. We gotta get ahead of it, cause, yeah, just cause. Okay, all right, guys. Welcome in. Let's start. First things that I noticed with this playoff bracket is it literally did take till the very last day because I don't think the Habs, because the East, their matchups have been set ever since Philadelphia won Carolina. Yeah, I was like, who they play? They played them like 2 days ago. When Philly locked in their spot in a shootout, the East was all set in their matchups. But what wasn't set was the who has home ice and who doesn't, which I think that's what kind of set up some of these, because I'm surprised the Canadians have home ice. I didn't think they did. But again, last time I checked, the standings was Monday, and it's Thursday. And there were points to where Tampa was number one. This Buffalo Bruins one, this one's been lurking for a while. We've looked at this one, but then it moved around a little bit, and then we had Buffalo. We had Buffalo against Tampa at one point. We had Buffalo against Montreal. This one's been locked for days, dude. This has been probably a week. This one's been set for a week because, again, Avalanche head and shoulders above everybody else, and then back and forth the 2 and the 3 have been these two because nobody else has been competing in the Central. And then the Pacific, I'm going to jump on it, and I'm going to say the Pacific's kind of been a joke, and kind of jump on that bandwagon of how nobody wanted to take the division. It's like, no, you take the division. No, 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 no. I insist you take the division. Since we came back from the Olympics, at one point the Ducks were the top up here, and it seemed that we had the Oilers versus Vegas, or we had the Ducks against Utah. So we kind of had two superstar teams, Vegas and Edmonton, going against each other, and then two kind of underdog teams going against each other. Now we can look at it from a different point of view of how I would consider the underdog in both of these, Utah and Anaheim. I think Anaheim's kind of lost their fastball, because again, when we started at the end of February into March, Anaheim was the best team in the Pacific, and they've let it slip. Now, they haven't pulled a Detroit where they full on, hey, you know what? We'll see you next year. We don't even, we're good. We won't even go to the playoffs. They've stayed in the fight, and what's absolutely hilarious is if you go to the standings, which in fact, let me pull up the standings and show you guys. The standings. The points, when you look at the points, this is so stupid. It's funny, but it's stupid because you go to league overall. Okay, so you have the Washington Capitals who have 95 points. They're eliminated. What's this big elephant in the room? Same with Detroit. Is they've been eliminated, but they have more points than Edmonton, Utah, Anaheim, the Kings. Like, it's funny. It's funny. But I think competition-wise, when you look at the East was so much more competitive, which the East has been a lot more competitive in more recent years. And I'm not just saying that because the not Penguins, whoa, blasphemous. The Panthers went back-to-back, but Bruins, Rangers, Lightning, Capitals, the Canes, the Panthers. You throw if you want to, you can throw the Leafs in there. All those teams, like it's been so much more competitive than the West. Where, I mean, at one point before the Olympics, Vegas lost 6 straight games, and they did not move an inch from their position spot within the division. But all right, enough yapping. I've talked leaves off of a tree. The paint on the fence is dry. Let's get into it. I've been yapping too much. Okay, Avalanche and the Kings, guys. I'm not horsing around here. I think the Avalanche. Let me hold on. Let me get this pretty. Let me make it look a little pretty for you guys. There we go. I wish I don't know what kind of software or something. There could be a software out there where I go. We'll mess with it later. We'll mess with it later. But where it could do an automatic fill-in, like the March Madness bracket, where it's like you click it and it's like, boom, there you go, and then it will just. I have to manually do this every time. It's so funny, but I think I'm not with competition when you compare this bracket and these playoffs against the NBA. When you look at the Thunder, and when the Thunder play potentially the Suns or the Warriors, I'll put a little asterisk on it because I am going to favor the Warriors and hope that the Warriors can give them a shot. But like, you go to the East and you look at the 2-seed Celtics, or you look at the 1-seed Detroit Pistons, I wouldn't be surprised if both of those games are sweeps. I wouldn't be surprised if the Spurs sweep the Trailblazers. But with hockey, with how much I've kind of watched the Kings from a distance this year, it being Kopitar's last ride, there's parts of me that think there's going to be a little bit of magic in those home games for the Kings, because you look at, dude, it was so freaking crazy how the Kings started last year. Like, people were buzzing of how, holy cow, could this be the year they finally get over the Oilers? Because Dude, they whooped the Oilers in the first two games, took a 2-0 series lead, and then they got reverse swept and lost the remaining four because they ran out of gas. But there's parts of me that think that when the Kings are probably down 2-0 in the series, they're going to go back to LA, and I'm not going to be surprised if we see a little bit of Anze Kopitar magic, and they just kind of turn into playoff hockey, and they kind of keep the series alive. I will pick the Avs though, and I'll pick them in 6 because I don't know. Just guys are getting old. Guys are getting ready to retire, and from 8 seeds and 7 seeds in the past, this King team doesn't seem too threatening. Because even last year with the Jets and the Blues were a really hot team. They were very threatening. To compare it to the NBA, the Nuggets had a 12-game win streak coming into the postseason. The Blues had a win streak coming into the postseason last year, and I think it's Buffalo. It's either Buffalo or Montreal. One of these two teams, since coming back from the Olympics, they have a streak. I don't know. One of them have it's not the Stars, but one of them, like when you go win for win, point for point, the most impressive team back from is one of these two, because they weren't even in playoff contention. Detroit took their spot. Detroit was the team that was sitting there, and then also Columbus, because Columbus was down here with the Penguins. Also, the Penguins have fought to get themselves in a spot for the playoffs. So, yeah, I can't remember. I think it's one of these two teams, or the both teams, where they're the 1 and 2 on. Since we've come back from Milan, these are who the best teams are. But let's move on. Let's go. You know, we did the 1 seed here. Let's do the 1 seed here. I'm going to take the Canes. I'm not. I think Ottawa can maybe get 1 or 2. But I really. Depth. You look at depth. You look at home ice. I'm leaning the Canes. I really am. Canes are one of those teams where in 23 they made the Eastern Conference Final. 24 they made it to the semis, but they just ran into the wagon that was the Rangers. Which that even though they lost that series 4-1, that series was closer than it indicated. What else? I don't know. If there's a year for the Canes to win it, this is the year. There are no more excuses. So yeah, that might just be my opinion though. Penguins and Flyers. No, let's not go there yet. We can circle back. We'll come back to that. Hawaii. But let's do. So we did the ones. Who's my 2? Who's my 2 technically? Technically, it's Vegas, but it's not. My 2 seed is Dallas. Let's go up here. Let's go up here to Buffalo. Let's mess around with this squadron. I know. I thought I said I was gonna go fast. I'm lying. I'm not going fast. Out of Buffalo and Boston, dude, I can see right through this. I'm picking the Bees, man. I think there's just something about these two teams played about 2-3 weeks ago, and Buffalo had a lead late into the third, and Boston came back and won, and they won it in Buffalo. I don't know. There's parts of me where it's like, cool, you're the 2 seed, you won the Atlantic, but I need to see. I don't know. I need to see something, and I think I could change my tone about it. But when we get going into these things and we get going into the series, and like Buffalo's up 3-1, I'm like, oh, okay, I made the wrong pick. don't know. I think Boston's been here, and Boston has been in the playoffs. I will admit some of their core guys that were there in 23 and 24 in the last two times that they were in the postseason, some of them have left and gone to other teams. But there's parts of me with the kind of level, the kind of player that Pasternak is, Swayman on net. Look, I think the Bruins could, if they steal one in Buffalo and take care of business in the TD Garden, I'm not convinced that Buffalo can be that team, even though they have home ice. Be that team where we are down 2-0 in the series and we need to go to Boston and we need to even this series out and steal one to try to get back to Buffalo and defend home ice. I can't see it. But with Boston, we've seen them, be pushed to the brink against like the Leafs when the Leafs came back and they settled the storm. I'm going to take Boston's playoff experience versus Buffalo, where I understand that they're a wagon. I know a lot of people are going to jump on that hype train. I'm not hyping onto it just yet. But again, if Buffalo comes out and sweeps Boston, will I change my tone? Maybe for like a split second, because parts of me think the winner of this is going to the Eastern Conference Final. But we'll get to that. All right, Vegas and Utah. I'm going to pick Vegas. This is a shocker to absolutely nobody. Anybody by a raise of hand, tell me that you're shocked that I would pick Vegas over Utah. Again, with the playoffs and playoff experience, I want to double check, and I might double check when we do individual predictions, and I kind of talk about it a little bit more methodically. But I think in Vegas's history as a franchise, I think at worst, they have missed the postseason, but I think at worst, the farthest they've gotten, I think, was last year in 2025, when the Oilers beat them, because either they make a finals of some kind, whether it's the Western Conference Finals or the Stanley Cup Finals. It's either that or they miss the playoffs altogether. Because in 21 they lost to the Habs in the Western Conference Final. 22, I don't think they made the postseason. 23, they won the Cup. 24, I don't think they made the postseason. 25, in 25 they made it to the second. Like, it's something. There's a weird, the win percentage or whatever. I know I'm speaking out of the side of my mouth, but like, I'm taking Hill, I'm taking Stone, I'm taking Eichel, I'm taking Mitch Marner, like, because how fun would this be where the deciding factor in this series is, look at this guy that we paid over $90 million for, and he's the big key piece that swings the series. Now, I think Utah will probably defend home ice, and I would not be surprised if after 4 games this is tied up at 2 apiece. Because let's go double check. I don't know what Utah's record is when it comes to defending home ice. We can go look. Have a little look-see, shall we? Let me pull it up. Standings. There we go. Utah, 22-16-3 at home, 21-17-3 on the road. Where's Vegas? Vegas, 20-12 and then wait, 19. Wait. 21, 22, 19 and 22, 20 and 20. What the heck? Vegas loses. I'm looking at overtime. And then Utah, 21 and 20. Ooh, Okay, this series is going to come down to Vegas can win on the road. Yep, that's what it's going to come down. I'm still going to pick Vegas, but with the Avalanche one, I'm glad I kind of reminded myself as a word vomiting. The Avalanche, we have seen it in previous Stanley Cups. They've kind of struggled at home, but they've been able to win on the road. Same with Dallas. Like it's weird. The West is one on the road. I don't know how, but I think with the Kings, and if they want to make this a series, and if they want to play upset, it needs to be more the Kings winning on the road rather than the Avalanche defending home ice, because when you go look at the Avalanche, their like home record versus away record, they do win more at home, but they have more losses at home versus on the road. So, anyways, all that long-winded to say, hey, I'm picking Vegas. Oilers and Ducks. Let me come back to that one. Let's go Dallas here against the Wild. I'm not bought in on the Wild. I know they had they brought Quinn Hughes on board before around the trades and stuff, which I think that was before the Olympics. But I think I don't know. I think this series could go the distance. I wouldn't be shocked or surprised if if it goes 7. That very well could be where Dallas takes game 1, Wild take game 2, Wild take game 3, Wild take game 4, and then Dallas like comes back from 3-1 or something like that, or 2-2, 1-1-1 kind of series. But to have it be chalk of 2-2, 1-1-1, where the home team just goes undefeated, we're not going to see that. We're not. I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota steals game 1 to kind of set the tone, because Minnesota did steal game 1 against Vegas last year, and Vegas is kind of a team where they do defend home ice, but sometimes it gets a little dicey. But you know what? Yeah, give me that. Give me the Minnesota, because even comparing it and switching over to basketball in some great series, last year, didn't the Pacers steal both games against the Knicks in Madison Square Garden? And then like the Knicks had to like gather it all back together. Crap, guys, we can't go down 3-0, because I think the Knicks had home court in that. But I could see Minnesota stealing a game in Dallas. Game 1 set the tone. Dallas comes back game 2. Minnesota takes games 1 and 2. Dallas takes game 3, and then I don't know where we go there from game 4. The other thing too with Dallas is, we can double check too, this whole stream is just going to be me rambling with fact checks, like checking up on health, starters, all that. We can do that later. This is just my initial reaction, because dude, I don't know if Dallas is still injured like how they were when Dallas played the Avalanche. And the other thing too is, with their backups, it took till the final 3-ish minutes, 6-ish minutes. It took late into the third period for the Avalanche to score their first goal. That second goal by McKinnon, it was an empty netter, if I'm not mistaken. So an injured Dallas team, if they can take the Avalanche to, the third quarter, they can take care of the Wild. But we'll just have to double check, because I don't know who's injured for Dallas. I don't know how far, and it's going to be kind of I might talk about this a couple times in the stream. I don't know how far a first-year coach with their team goes, because this time last year, DeBoer was with Dallas. So I don't know how far. Same with Vegas, because Vegas has their new head coach. I don't know. I think the success story is the Blues. I think they're the only ones, but dude, I don't know. Again, that's where we'll once this stream is over, we'll fact check a little and be like, hey, fun fact, did you know about this? Okay, so yeah, I'll pick Dallas against Minnesota. I lean towards Dallas in not playoff experience. Well, yeah, both of them have gone to. I don't remember the last time I didn't see Minnesota in the playoffs because I know they were there in 22. They were there last year. Were they there in 20? I think they were there in 24 as well because I think their first round matchup, because I think Vegas and Minnesota have played in the first round twice, 2 out of the last 3 years. Because again, it's kind of been the same, which this is kind of what shocks me a little bit with Utah, Arizona, but the Ducks, the Flyers, a little bit of Ottawa, the Sabres, the Habs is the rotation of teams that we have seen in 22, 23, and 20, no, 23, 24, and 25. It's different teams. Like, notice how, hey, anybody know where the Toronto Maple Leafs are? Anybody know? Bueller or Winnipeg? The Winnipeg Jets have had really good series in the last handful of playoffs, and they are nowhere to be seen. And then, oh, look at that. The Penguins. Dude, Penguins have... It's been 3 years. This is year 4, and they're finally back. So, I mean, there's been a lot of switch-ups. So, but with Minnesota, I'm gonna lean towards Dallas's goalkeeping, Dallas's experience of getting farther. We've kind of done a song and dance about Kirill Kaprizov and how there were conversations that he was up there in the same categories as like Austin Matthews, Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, and like it's like, what are we talking about? And like when we were having those conversations, that was the year that the Avalanche won the cup. But like we haven't seen kind of a Minnesota breakout postseason. Could this be the year? Maybe, because I could see the winner of this goes to the Western Conference Final because there's, again, track history, not on the Avalanche side when it comes to the President Trophy. But I'm not too bought in on Minnesota right now. But again, my tone would change tremendously if Minnesota goes up 3-1 in this series. But I don't think it would. I can see Dallas getting it done in 6. Let's go Minnesota. Game 1, game 2 and 3 Dallas, game 4 Minnesota, but then game 5 and 6 Dallas. I can see it. I can see it be that because the other thing too. Oh, I'm pulling up a nugget here. I can't remember the last handful of Dallas loses game 1s. Hold on. Let me look at this. Let me pull up something here. Let me show you. Let me show you something. Dallas. As of April, 8 consecutive game 1s. Yep. Okay. Yep. Because I knew there was that little nugget of a stat, and I found it, and I'm glad I did. Boom, baby. Because yeah, I forgot that. I forgot that stat. Because yeah, the Avalanche last year. I don't know how much. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Avalanche were up 2-1 in that series. Let's go Avs versus Stars. Let's go look, shall we? Avs versus Stars. 25. Playoffs. Dallas wins this. Yeah, it did go 7 games. Series tied 1-1. So, I mean, if it's tied 1-1 after game 2 and the Stars won, that means Avalanche won game 1. Series tied 2. Dallas leads 3-2. Dallas blew it. And this, I think this was the Gabriel Landeskog game where he came back and had a goal. Yeah, I think this was his homecoming game. I can't remember about that. And then Dallas won it in game 7. Ooh. Yeah, I'll pick. I'm still picking Dallas, but I'm trying to. Who did Dallas? Yeah, we don't talk about this. That was so weird. The Jets. No, who did they play? Oh, Dallas. Because, okay, this was round 1. Oh, because then they took care of business against the Jets in game 2. Round 2. Dallas led 3-1. And then they took game 1 against Edmonton as well, and then they got reverse swept. Yeah, because I remember this is the game. This is why. Yeah, two goals and 3 shots, and yeah. Anyways, it's always fun. It's always fun to look at little nuggets of history and go back. Okay, enough of me rambling. Let's get back into it. Let's go here with the not Habs, not the. I was trying to say Canadians and Habs at the same time. Let's go with the Cabs. Yeah, let's call them that. With Montreal and Tampa, we know that there's going to be a like that narrative around, hey, this is a Stanley Cup final rematch. Do you guys remember when you guys played each other back in 2021 in the shortened year, and back when seedings were different, and they were a West team, which I don't get me started. I don't even remember why anyways. But Tampa, I have to lean towards Tampa because, like, I mean, Perry, Hedman, Vasilevsky, Gensel, Coach Coop, like, there are so many, but it's all going to depend on, can Tampa take care of business and win, steal game 1? Can they? But if they can't steal game 1 and 2, they got to defend home ice once it gets back to Tampa. Because if the Habs get a 3-1 lead, I don't see Tampa coming back. I don't see Tampa coming back. But then I can see the revenge story, the full revenge arc of Canadians getting their revenge, moving on to the next round. But to see Canadians versus Bruins original 6 matchup in the second, I can't see it. Because I don't know if I can see the Bruins getting to the Eastern Conference, and I definitely can't see the Canadians getting to. It's like which I don't think the Canadians have made the Stanley Cup playoffs since 2021. No, they made it last year. Didn't they play the Caps last year? And then the Caps dismantled them. Let's go look. Yeah, Jamie, can you pull that up, please? Yeah, here we go. Montreal Canadiens, which I can never spell it right. Playoff 2025. Yeah, 4-1. 50 in the Atlantic. 2025, 2024. Did not qualify. 2023. Did not qualify. 2022. did not qualify. See, yeah, if it's got to think and go, it didn't go. Because we all remember, oh, wait. We all remember 21. We all remember it. It was a fun series. It was, yeah, because it was Price's last year. It was a Canadian team back in the the final since when was it since? I can't. Let's go look it up. Canadian teams in the NHL. Hey, there's actually a lot. Canadian teams in the Stanley Cup final list. Canucks. Okay, so it was the Canucks. All right. So it had been a while because I know a lot of people were like, "Hey, look at this," and then I mean they've had Edmonton go to the last two, and then yeah, the Panthers are like, "We're gonna slime you out." Sincerely, Florida. Which the fact that Florida, I'm not gonna lie, I thought Florida was gonna make the postseason. I really thought they could make a push. I think health will do. Whichever team can stay healthy through the postseason, I think is another big key thing. Because I mean, look at I'm not saying an excuse. Let me make abundantly clear. I'm not a Panthers fan. I mean, look, bruh, like you know where the loyalty is. But there are parts of me that wonder if their captain Barkov didn't tear his ACL. Because look at the Avs. Look at the Colorado Avalanche and how many playoffs they've missed and early playoff exits because they didn't have Landeskog. This is the first time since 2022 that they will have Landeskog back for a full series. I think that's a pretty big deal because, yeah, you take the captain of, you know, the Lightning, Stars, you take away Stone, you take away Crosby from the Penguins. Like, there's levels to it. But again, back to it. I'm picking the Bolts, man. I don't see the Habs playing upset. Now, if they do play upset, Bruins and Habs, I'm picking the Bees. So yeah, okay, we'll come back to it. Oilers and Ducks. Right now, give me the Ducks. I think the Ducks are going to find a way and turn it around, considering they've kind of been on a slippery slope. I think this is how I think the Ducks beat the Oilers. Ready? You shut down Connor McDavid and anything. Oh, no, that's it. No, you shut down Connor McDavid and you keep shooting the puck. I mean, I was not on board like I had it saying it, but the trade of Stuart Skinner and Pickard leaving and like all the movement, and then Tristan Jarry went from the Penguins to the Oilers. Like I kind of laughed and I was like, okay, yeah, we'll take this trade. I just don't. You got to give credit where credit is due. Like Pickard played phenomenal in the first two and a half ish games and series, and then I think when he got pulled, and then Skinner went in for Vegas, and Skinner had like back-to-back shutouts or something like that, and then he turned it on and he helped them get past Dallas. Because who did the Oilers play in the first round last year? I don't remember because I know Skinner. I think Skinner played terrible in the first game, which is why he got pulled, and then Pickard played phenomenal and started to win, and then he was the hot hand, and then so they rode it with him, but then he started playing bad against Vegas, and then so they switched back. Let me Oilers playoffs, which after the goalie trade happened and Draisaitl got injured, I was like, they're not making the playoffs. Well, I'm eating my words because they did. Okay, let's scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Panthers, Florida wins 4-2. Oh, the it was the Kings. Oh my gosh, it was the Kings, duh, because I talked about it. Yes. Look at what LA did to him. 6-5, 6-2. Yeah, it was after this game where people were like, "Plan the parade, baby. The Kings are winning the cup." But I think, was it this game? Yeah, Kempe. Dude, Kempe played out of. Kemper was the goalie. See? Yeah, he got pulled. Yeah, he got pulled. But and then they wrote it out with Pickard for the remainder of the series. And again, they reverse sweep. Like, I know it was 2-0 and they kind of like, I know reverse sweep is not a reverse sweep is when you're down 3-0 and then you win 4 straight. But like, I think when you win 4 in a row, it's kind of like a reverse sweep of, didn't matter how many games they won before, you figured it out. Yes, and then Vegas, they took game 1, they took game 2. See, again, look at this, Vegas, not winning at home, but then finding a way to win on the road. Because again, I think the Wild took both games 1 and 2. Edmonton won 4-1, and then by this time, because again, 2 back-to-back shutouts. I didn't like the trade. It kind of made no sense because, like, yeah, I get that they were up like 6-0 or something against Kraken and ended up losing, and I know he had the yips coming into the season, and then there were some quick decisions that were made. Then he ended up getting traded. You need a goalie. Period. End of story. And like, we can look and go, okay, look at the logo, look at the record, like, wonderful. Out of all the goalies, all of them that are here, the best one is Vasilevsky. He's won the most cups. He's the most experienced. Second to that, I would have to say, maybe Ottinger or maybe Skinner. I don't know. It's tough to assume because who's Carolina going to go with? Are they going to go with Bussy or Anderson? I don't know. And then Swayman's going to have his days where he's really good, and then so yeah. The team that's going to win the cup is whoever has the best goalie, and the best center. Like, because the last handful of years, it's been Bennett and Borowski. It was Hedman and Vasilevsky. So maybe, I don't know. There's a combination of a couple things. You also got to be flashy too. You got to have a little bit of flash and swagger with it too, because you have to score to win games and win series. And if you don't have guys that can go get some gritty goals on the power play or any of that, you're not winning any series. Which is why I'm kind of leaning Boston's way in this one. But we will see. All right, let me continue. Let's go with the Penguins Flyers. I'm going to show some bias here. I don't want to listen to any other excuses. Don't give me any other reasons why the Penguins will lose this one. I think they got to get their first playoff series win, damn it, since 2019. Because what's been super embarrassing, which I've kind of forgotten the feeling of predicting a playoff that the Penguins are in, because it has been that long. Which, in fact, let me pull it up. Let me show you guys how ridiculous. Don't stare too long. It'll hurt your eyes. Don't look too long. I made a video and I teased and I joked about it. because this is what my 2022 playoff bracket prediction was. And funny enough, I was wrong on all accounts because it's like, oh, you had it here a little bit, but then you didn't have it. Because there was like the Penguins fan where it's like, hell yeah, Penguins go, Pens go, versus okay, let's live in reality a little bit. Yeah, don't stare at this too long. I don't know what I was thinking. I think this is when Florida was the number one team too, and I don't remember if they beat the Capitals. Yeah, they beat. No. Did they beat the Capitals that year? I don't remember. But then Tampa, whatever happened, Tampa ended up getting. And then where's the? Oh my gosh, Was it the Rangers? Yes, it was the. No, it wasn't. Was it the Rangers? Dude, I don't even remember. Hold on, 2022. Was it the... Oh my gosh, it was the Rangers. Damn. There it is. Dude, I forgot that. Wow. I forgot it was the Rangers. Okay. And again, I fell into the hype train a little too much of, oh, McDavid in the Wild, you know. But yeah, I've been calling for, because with, early 20s, my brain is like, okay, you want to say McDavid's better than Crosby? Okay, let's have it. Let's have it out. Have them meet in the Stanley Cup. That's not how predictions work. Because for the last good handful of years, it's probably been 6 years now. Ovi, Crosby, who else? Patrick Kane, like the LeBron, Curry, and KDs of like the 2010s for the NBA. Like we have the new era guys, and it's like whoa, pump the brakes. Like these guys can still ball. Yeah, they're a little older, in their mid 30s, but like they're still balling. Okay, don't. Okay. Unfeast your eyes. Don't look at it anymore. It's bad. Dude, I don't even know. But then with the Battle of Pennsylvania, I'm gonna take the Penguins. I'm just gonna rely on Skinner. I think he's the ultimate deciding factor when it comes to that series. And there's parts of me when I don't even want to put it out there because I don't want to jinx anybody, because Penguins fans know how 22 and 21 went and why those series ended. The first thing I will say is the Penguins cannot get up in this series. They need to keep it within one game. Go up 1-0, let them tie it. Go up 2-0, let them make it 2-1, 2-2, okay? Or even come back. Because if this gets up 3-0, 3-1, I think if the Penguins can keep this series close, and not let it get too far out of hand, I don't think there'd be any reason why they wouldn't lose. And there's something I'm leaning in the ways of, like, Crosby's probably still going to show, hey, I've got it. I still got it. You guys have written me off. Let me show you why I still got it. I'd love to see that. I would love to see that, because the years that the Penguins have had a competent goalie, they've competed for cups. And this is a huge overreaction. I think with Skinner, they can probably compete for a cup. And with all of the playoffs and all the positions, all the rankings, like, I think this is pretty open. The last handful of years, the 23, it's weird because a lot of people picked Boston, which, I mean, they set the record. Like, they set an all-time NHL record that probably won't be touched again. It's as if the 73-9 Golden State Warriors, they set the record, beat the Bulls record, and then all of a sudden, Oh, in the first round they lost to the Grizzlies. Like that is what the, and not only that, they blew the 3-1 series as well. So I think there's just parts of me where in 2024, 2025, you could kind of predict, yeah, we might have a Panthers, we might have the Rangers, we might have the Stars. When I look at this, I go, yeah, I have no clue who's coming out of the East, because what have the Canes, what have the Penguins, what is Tampa, what is Buffalo, what have they shown me in recent memory of playoff success for them to be like, yeah, we can, this is the year we can get over them? Because all the other teams, Rangers, Capitals, Leafs, Panthers, there's 4 other teams that have been in X amount of straight postseasons where it's like, they're not here. And it's like, East is wide open. East is wide open. Go grab it. So, fun tangent for me to make. I am going to stay grounded, though. And I think the Canes probably get past the Penguins. Unfortunately, I think this one is probably going to go 7 or 6. I think 2019 was it the? I think 2019 was the last time the Penguins won a playoff series, because in 2020 they made that, like, there was a play-in tournament where, just like with baseball, all 20 teams were in, and then you had to win a couple, and they lost to like the Habs or something. I can't even remember, but like, yeah, they did like an 8-game play-in or something like that. Anyways, but yeah, I don't think they've won a playoff series since 2019. And even if they were a first round exit in 2019, then their last postseason win was 2018 against the Flyers, because they lost to the Caps in round 2. Caps went on to win the Cup. So I can see this one going 6 or 7. Again, this one probably goes 5 or 6, 7, 6, 5, 6, 5, 7. Because I don't think the Oilers are going to just roll over and let the Ducks get them. But I think if the momentum starts to stack and the Ducks catch some momentum, oh yeah. Out of the Canes and the Penguins, I'm going to take the Canes. I think, yeah. Don't like it. Don't like to admit it, but yeah. Would love to see the Penguins. Would love to see the Penguins in the next round. I might make 2 brackets just for fun, to be like, okay, this is my Penguins bracket. Out of the Ducks and Vegas, I'm taking Vegas. I don't know. I don't trust the Ducks. I just don't. I don't, and Vegas has lost to... Who did Vegas lose to in 2024? Let me go look to it. Vegas has lost to the team that's gone to the finals. Really? They lost to Dallas? Really? Series tied 2-2. Vegas leads 2-1. Vegas leads 2-0. Huh. So Dallas did get their get back. And then they had Dallas against Edmonton twice in back-to-back Western Conference. Huh. What about... And then last year they lost to 23. What about 22? Did they make it in 22? We're doing a little... did Vegas make the playoffs in 2022? Because we know they won Here we go. 21-22. They didn't even make the postseason. Yes, they didn't even make the postseason in 22. Okay. So yeah, they weren't a team. So Stanley Cup, Western Conference Final, because I think they lost to the Blues, or they didn't even make it. Didn't even make it. Western Conference Final, didn't even make it. Second round. No. Didn't even make it. Stanley Cup, second round. Second round. So yeah, second round or the finals. Anyways, yeah, I'll take Vegas though. Out of the Avalanche and Vegas, I'll take the Avalanche. Oh wait, sorry, Dallas. Sorry, Dallas. I'll take. Again, if Dallas is not fully healthy, I think that will. President Trophy curse or not, they're going to need all their guys to win that series. So, yeah, I'll take like a injured Dallas team is not going to beat the Avalanche. No, we can think it is. No, not happening. And then out of the Boston Bruins and Tampa. Oh, I don't like this. Give me Tampa. I don't like it, but give me Tampa. I think Tampa. I don't know. I've been pretty impressed with Tampa lately. I kind of fallen into that. Well, they've lost so many pieces and they've traded away so many guys from their Stanley Cup wins that it's like they can't find a way to get back, but they have, and they have remained consistent and stayed within contention. And especially if, I mean, you look at who's here. Tampa is easily the best team. Easily. Like, they've taken care of business against Buffalo a couple times. They've taken care, like, this is up for grabs. Again, the East is up for grabs. Because the other thing too, and it's kind of when the Predators beat Chicago in 2017, and when the Panthers beat who are they? Tampa in 24, where it's like, okay, our era, our dynasty is over in the handshake line, where it's like, okay, this is your league now. There's parts of me where Tampa has played the team that has taken over the East and ruled the East, and Boston's not that team. I don't see it. Now, if you threw the Rangers in here, you throw the Capitals somewhere in here, you throw the Panthers somewhere in here, it's like, okay, yeah, this matchup is going to go towards them. But again, Rangers played terrible this year. Panthers missed so this is where I think it's very, very open, very reachable. Okay, now out of the Canes and Tampa, this has to be the year they get over the hump. It has to be. And if it's not, well, we might be having tough conversations. Yeah, I'll take them for now. Again, I will look a lot deeper into lineups. I had a little stat going too of like quality playoff wins since coming back from the break, where the Ducks beat four or five playoff teams since coming back from the Olympics. I had a stat over there. I'll look at it, because again, if Boston's beaten 7 playoff teams since coming back and Tampa's only beaten 2, there's parts of me where it's like, okay, maybe I should pump the brakes and look at Boston instead and go, yeah, Boston has played playoff level hockey, to stay in the fight, versus because Boston's a wild card team, Ottawa's a wild card team versus Tampa, where it's like, okay, yeah, you fought Buffalo and you messed around with the Canadians, but it's like no one from the Atlantic's going that far, because it's going to be the Metro versus the Central or something like that. So, all right, and then out of Vegas and the Avalanche, these two teams have met in the postseason before. At least I think they have. Didn't they meet in 2023? Maybe they've never met, and like there's the illusion of, yes, they have met. Avalanche versus Golden Knights. Golden Knights playoff history. Which I feel like I predict this every time. Oh my gosh, they've only met once. The Vegas Golden Knights hold a 5-2. Here. Read. The Vegas Golden Knights hold a 5-2 all-time playoff record against the Colorado Avalanche, winning their only series meeting 4-2 in the 2021 Stanley Cup second round. Vegas has dominated the postseason matchup, eliminating Colorado after the Avalanche won their first game of the 2021. See, I could have sworn that Dallas, the Avalanche, the Stars, and Edmonton. They've played Edmonton multiple times. Like, I could have sworn that four-team tandem, it's like, take it or leave it. One of these years, we always just kind of, oh, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Oh, you're in the dance this year around? How you doing? Oh, we're gonna play you this year. This is the year we playing you? How you doing? You know, I hope it doesn't crop it out. Did it crop it out? Oh, it didn't. Good. I would have been super pissed. Where every single time Vegas meets up with Avalanche, how you doing? We'll beat you and we'll go to the next round. Yeah, I'm taking Vegas. It's at this point where I kind of gotta go. Okay, maybe we got a little bit of President's Trophy fatigue, because when people talk about the President's Trophy, they talk about Chicago, but like that was also a shortened season. And hey, spoiler alert, no team, maybe Tampa and maybe Florida a little bit, no team has been able to reciprocate the amount of sheer dominance and just swagger that the Blackhawks had in the 2010s. No team's been able to do that, because Penguins had their little era and then it was over. Tampa had their little era and then it was over. Now Panthers had their little era and it's probably over. Vegas, when Vegas won the cup and when the Avalanche won the cup, one and done. It was one and done. They didn't make that. Now again, Landeskog was injured, and stupidly enough, I didn't understand it. I think Kemper got traded I think the summer after the cup, which is so weird, but I mean, that's hockey. I think NFL teams are probably the same, where, you know, you win the Super Bowl, you get traded. But I don't know. It was a different time too. And the other thing too is when you look at President Trophy winners, I'm pulling this one out of thin air. Let's hold on. It's like, are you sure? Are you sure you're not trying to? Are you sure you're not trying to type this in? All right, here we go. Okay, stop me when we've read, you know, enough here. So we have Colorado. Colorado has won a cup. Winnipeg. When has Winnipeg ever been successful in the postseason? Never. Rangers. Not gonna lie, I thought the Rangers could get to the. Dude, with how both of these teams, I was like, yeah, they can win the cup. There's no reason why they shouldn't be winning the cup. Florida Panthers. Never seen Florida be successful. So I was like, okay, that's fraud. Avalanche in 21. I was bought in because this was the half season, half year. This is when the Stanley Cup final was, when the playoffs started in August, I think. Because or is Boston? Is this the Boston team that lost to Tampa in the bubble? What am I? Huh? Because we knew about this one. Because again, it didn't matter. They got swept. Because again, Tampa and Florida, both of these teams. This is like they won it before they ever like. Nashville. Well, this was also the year after they went to the Stanley Cup final. Washington has, yes, because there's the old saying, Washington wins the President's Trophy, Penguins win cups. I remember that. There's the Chicago, but again, shortened season. Bruins, okay, so like these ones, so Chicago, Boston, yes. Rangers, yes. Capitals, no. Nashville, no. Tampa, no. Boston, no. So 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. So 5-ish. I'd look at 5 teams since. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 5 of the 13-ish, or 5 of the 12. 5 of the 12 teams actually have had historic playoff success, where it's like we're not just throwing the Utah Mammoth out there as President Trophy winners and being, go win the cup, baby. But yeah, I don't know. I do think the Avalanche could win the cup, though. All things considered, they could probably win the cup. But again, it's a weird stat. It's a weird stat to look at because not every season is the same. Not every division is the strongest. Because again, if somebody just showed up in the Pacific this year, they could have had hand over fist so many more points because of how. I mean, I talked about probably 3 hours ago in the stream, but Vegas lost 6 games in a row, and they did not drop from the top spot. Like, when you look at the Metro, you look at the Atlantic in years when other teams are really good, like, it is competitive the whole time from start to finish versus, and where points are hard to come by. So it's kind of it's a stat that does make sense. Don't get me wrong. It's a stat that makes sense, but it's also, you got to look at it because before Chicago as well, some of these teams in here as well. One of these Canuck teams went to the Stanley Cup where they lost to the Bruins. This Red Wings team won the Cup. This Colorado Avalanche team won the Cup. This Dallas team won the Cup. So it's not like, oh, you get it, you can't, you might as well write yourself. Like, it's more of it's a more recent thing because you have teams like Nashville who have never been good historically. It's when teams like them come out of nowhere, or Florida, because Florida's only been good recently, because the only other time that they went to the Stanley Cup final was 30 years ago, and they talked about that in the broadcast, which is why that 2023 playoff run was so huge, is because they were the underdog team, where it's like, gosh, it's been 29 years. Throw the Rats. And then the Rangers. Gosh, they were so damn, like, to compare this Rangers team and this Winnipeg Jets. These Rangers were good. The Jets, Hellebuck played phenomenal that year. Dude had like a 1 point something save. Like he there was a reason why they won a lot of freaking games. But again, when you dive into it, who in their division is giving them fits? Did they play? Because yeah, and I'm not going to do it on this stream, but I could later at a later time look at it. Like you go look at the Thunder, for example, which I find it funny that you be the number one team in the NBA. It's like, yeah, your chances are you're probably going to win the NBA Finals. You be the number one team in hockey, it's like, you're doomed. Congratulations, doom and despair. Because the Thunder, I think I did it in a stream one time, but I looked at the teams that the Thunder had played since. Let's go do it right now. No, right now while it's fresh on the mind. Here we go. NBA schedule. Let's even go this year. Hell, why not? Let's go this year. Which again, this shocks me. Had no clue Pistons would be good this year. Schedule. Let's go regular season. Okay, so since around February, somewhere in here. Okay, so coming back. Okay, not a playoff team. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay. They've only 7 teams weren't playoff teams. Oh, okay. Let's go to 2025. Regular season. Not a playoff team. No, they were a playoff team. Never mind. Not a playoff team. 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 So, again, you go play in your final 20-ish games, 50% of them aren't play. Like it's kind of, yeah, it looks like it's easy for you to go catch up to which we all celebrated. I remember when we were super happy that Minnesota won this game because it's like, yes. Because, I mean, you look at some of they started 7-0, then 11-2, 20-5, then went on this ridiculous to 30-5, and then they went on this one right here. Like it just, they won games in chunks, just like how Cleveland did. Yeah, look at this one right here, 47-11 all the way to 53-11, and then 54-12 all the way to 64-12. Like, yeah, there is levels to why teams are good and teams are successful, and I think when I look at Chicago or when I look at the Penguins, like it's that kind of fun, extra superstitious stuff that we kind of jump on, which I get and I understand, but I think like you got to look at how this team got to be this team. Look at this recent year with the Super Bowl. The Patriots had 4 credible wins. One against Josh Allen. They did beat Lamar did get injured in that game. So they did beat the Ravens. They beat who else? They beat Herbert in the postseason, so I'll give them credit on that. But like CJ Stroud throwing 4 interceptions, no, I'm not giving you credit on that. Trying to think who else. Tua, but it was Tua and the Dolphins when the Dolphins had their turnaround in the second half of the season. Like there were a few handful of credible wins, but then other than that, it's like, wow, you went and beat up Geno Smith, you went and beat up Joe Flacco, Snoop Huntley, like just the memes. The memes were glorious on how it's like the schedule was a cupcake schedule, which I think we will get to a year and a time in sports where you can't hide from cupcake schedules. You can't. Because in the end, it ends up exposing you. Because, dude, the Seahawks, I got to give the Seahawks a lot more credit on their Super Bowl win. Dude, the Rams were, every single time they played the Rams, that was a gauntlet. And then every single time the Rams played the 49ers also. Like, the West was so, which I am so pissed still to this day that I never made that video. That one of my storylines, because I like to make storyline prediction videos, but I made a prediction that the NFC West was going to the Super Bowl. Two things. I said a team wearing blue and an NFC West team is going to the Super Bowl, and I didn't make the video, and it pisses me off still to this day. And the thing about the blue is, you go look at where's the let me go show you postseason 2026. Oh, actually, I think it's down here. Hello. Wee. Look, blue team, 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 blue team. And so I was like, hell yeah, we have like, out of our 11, 12, 13, 14 out of our 14 teams, 10 of them are blue teams. I was like, yeah, we're going to have blue in the Super Bowl. I was so pissed. I also thought whoever won this game, was going to the NFC Championship. Because again, I filled out the bracket a weird way. It's a different time, man. It was such a freaking different time, dude. It was fun. Okay, let's get back up. Let's get back up to the... Hey, if you guys want to see a sneak peek, look at this. Ooh, boop. All right, there's a sneak peek for another video. There's a sneak peek for another video as well. Stay tuned. Those are some fun videos we'll do later, so stay tuned. But then out of Vegas and Carolina, I don't know, because to this point, it's like, is Carolina a wagon? Is Vegas a wagon? I would pick Vegas. I'd pick Vegas. If it got this far, I'd pick Vegas, because I don't know. I'm convinced that the West is going to win the Stanley Cup. I see way too many like flaws for all the East teams in being like, quit looking at the Penguins that like they're going to win the Stanley Cup. How you look at LeBron and the Lakers winning the NBA final, like it's not going to happen. And my brain just kind of, it's like, oh, you missed the last 4 postseasons. This one, you shoot 1 for 1, and you're gonna like, I don't know. Love to see it. I would love to see the Penguins win. I wouldn't mind seeing. It'd be crazy if Buffalo won. Like it would. Oh, it would piss me the hell off. It would be funny too, and very fitting that the Sabres win. The Sabres get to the Stanley Cup final before Josh Allen makes the Super Bowl. That would be hilarious as hell. But also, I think during the Olympics or after the Olympics, I made a prediction where I was like, watch the craziest Stanley Cup final matchup I could think of is Ducks and Sabres. That would be so crazy. It'd be a long shot. If I was picking upsets, okay, Kings, Wild, Give me the Kings. Utah, Ducks. Ducks and Kings. Give me probably Ducks. Buffalo and Boston. Habs here. Buffalo here. Buffalo. Ottawa. Flyers. So Flyers, Ducks. Flyers, Ducks would probably be, or Ducks, Habs would be like the ultimate upset. An animal. Could have an animal matchup. Let me see. Wild aren't an animal, but a mammoth and a duck. So a duck and a penguin, or a duck. Oh, well, a saber is a blade. That doesn't count. But yeah, a penguin and a duck. That'd be a fun, Stanley Cup final matchup for animals. Weapons. Oil is oil is a weapon, depending on who you ask. So we could do sabers and Oilers. Let me think. Out of people like because stars and wild are not people. Those are nature. So nature. A nature Stanley Cup final matchup. Wild, because forest and versus hurricanes, because it's a literal hurricane. Royalty, you could have a royalty matchup. Kings and Senators. Sorry, I need to stop. That sounds so stupid. Meanwhile, we're almost on hour 2, and I'm on a whim right now, making crap up as I go. Soldiers. We could do a Soldiers matchup where we have Vegas, Golden Knight Soldier, and a Ottawa Senator Soldier. Weather. You could have a weather matchup. Avalanche Lightning. Those are weathers. Bruins. What is a Bruin? Is a Bruin a bear? I've been a fan. I know that sounds stupid to say. Yes, a Bruin is a bear. Okay. Yes, a Bruin is a bear. The term comes from Early Dutch, meaning brown. Okay. Well, because I know the UCLA Bruins. What's a senator? What's a senator? A U.S. senator? No. Hockey. Close enough. Chat, we're not going to get anywhere with that conversation. Ducks. Yeah, Kings and Senators. That could be your Royals. What's a Flyer? Let's go look up. This is so stupid. A flyer is a single page advertisement. No, what is a flyer NHL? Where did it come from? Name history. What is Flyers? Philadelphia Flyers. Name history. The Philadelphia Flyers name was chosen in 1966. Speed of a hockey create the catchy hold on, I can read. The duck swam across the lake. Well, my daddy owns the lake. The Philadelphia Flyers name was chosen in 1966. So around Super Bowl I, following a brainstorming session by owner Ed Snyder and his sister Phyllis, who suggested Flyers to capture the speed of hockey and create a catchy alliteration with Philadelphia. While the public contest with over 11,000 entries, including the Liberties and the Knicks, was held. Speed in action. Team's iconic P logo was designed in intentionally incorporating wings Yeah. Okay. Boston Bruins. Let's go look this up for fun. The name Bruin is a Dutch term for bear, speed, and power. Okay. What about Sabres? Let's go looking for Buffalo. $1970, following a fan contest chosen by owners. See, I love when it's fan driven, like the history of when teams get their name from fans like this. It's so cool. Mugwumps and Flying Zeppelins. Golden Knights, I think they wanted to be originally called the Black Knights. I think. Yeah, West Point. Yep. Why Golden? Yep. The team chose Vegas over Las Vegas because of the city's nickname to create more of a conscious brand. Yeah. Because again, you go look at Army's logo. They are somewhat the same. Who am I thinking of now? What's another fun team? Lightning, sure. Let's go Lightning. Let's go look at how the Lightning became a team name. Authentic fan. And then we'll do Penguins. Tampa Bay Lightning. The Tampa Bay Lightning name was chosen by the founder, Phil Esposito, in 1990, inspired by Tampa's reputation as a lightning capital of North of... Get a load of this guy. Nobody calls it that. Get a load of this guy. Origin story, lightning after a heavy storm. Inspiration, Tampa Bay frequently hit by lightning storms, making it a fitting... Okay, so then what about Florida Panthers? Where did that come from? See, I love doing this. I always do stupid... Florida Panthers were formed in 1993 and chosen to the endangered Florida Panther native. So what, endangered Arizona animal. Let's do animals. So here we go. So when Arizona finally gets a hockey team back, guess what we're going to call ourselves? Either the Arizona Jaguars, the Arizona Mexican Wolves, or the Arizona California Condors. Pronghorn, Red Dead. The Phoenix Black-footed Ferrets. Phoenix Black-footed Ferrets. Okay. Endangered Utah animals. I looked that up and it's like woolly mammoth. Oh, that explains why they got their name. More black-footed. The June Suckers. Utah Prairie Dogs. Mojave Desert Tortoise. Oh, I had a joke. We'll save it for another time. What is a Utah mammoth name history? Because I know they've talked about it. They've gone on the Pat McAfee show and talked about it. It was selected to represent the strength. The fans voted. Didn't the fans voted? Fan voting winner, mammoth. Yes. Okay. Because I think, look, this is just me. I think Glaciers would have been, because there is something about, look at this, Utah Jazz in the 90s. Okay, dude, there is something about that glacier blue and purple. Okay, back when the Jazz were the Jazz, back when, you know, like, oh my, did they? No, that's fake. That is okay. You almost got me there. That looked real as hell. The hockey team needs to do, like, I like how they adopted the glacier blue. I don't know what the actual original color name is. I just call it glacier blue. But there needs to be a hockey team that's purple, and it needs to be the Utah Mammoth. And putting the Utah Jazz, watch this, and I've done this before. I know I'm not the only one. How effing badass would this have been? Not, don't call them the Jazz, call them the Glaciers or something. Like, come up with a cool name. Because I just, even this concept of the purple, I just, dude, it's so. Oh, also, don't get me started with the Grizzlies. Like, that pisses me off too. Like, it's like, oh, okay, Utah gets a hockey team now, and now they're too good for a minor league team. Oh, I see how it is. Okay, send him off to Jersey. Goodbye. Like, what? Send him to Detroit. Yeah, and dude, these yucky. Utah hockey jersey. Hold on. What's with the black? What is with the black? I don't get Utah. Everybody, I don't get the fad with it. You know what would look better? And I can see this happening, which they've already thought about it. This is like Vegas when Vegas was in their gray era. Notice how every single team. Let's go to Seattle. Seattle. Yeah, look at them. They're dark blue too. Dark blue, blackish. Okay. No, there's their black jerseys. Okay. Notice how every single expansion team, no color, gray or black, no color. Versus how sick would Utah blue hockey jersey? How sick would this be? So not the, well, hold on. Yeah, look at that. How sick would that be? That would look sick. That'd be an awesome home uniform. That looks so much better than their black. That looks so, because again, like, you have your team colors. I talked about this a little bit with baseball. You have your team colors. Go flaunt them. Show it off. Like, when the Penguins. Okay, Penguins. It's black and gold. Like, it looks sick. When the Penguins flaunt off their yellows, it looks cool. Personally, I like their whites the most, but maybe it comes with the territory of the best years of them going back to back. I don't know, in a ways, but like it'd be as if with this tannish, what would you call that yellow? It'd be boring. Like, this is boring. The blue, look, I know people love the blue. I don't. I think it's kind of boring. These, boring. Would gladly wear one, but boring. It's yeah. What's another classic? Rangers jerseys. Like, the Rangers have always been blue. They've always been in the blue sweaters. These ones kind of grew on me. But like, it'd be as if, Like the Yankees, the Dodgers, their colors are blue. They're not black. Like it's kind of an NFL fad now where everybody wants to have a whiteout jersey. Which, in fact, let's go look at. I haven't even given a reaction to it. I've been making other videos. Okay, this is so boring. This is boring as hell. I'm sorry. It okay, maybe it looks good. Okay, maybe okay. I'll take a step back a little bit. But like, this is cool. Purple. Flaunt the purple. Purple is one of your colors. Them going from a high gloss black helmet to the matte black helmet, I don't get it. I don't get it. Now they've probably flirted with it a lot. If we have black jerseys, why can't we have purple? Why can't we have a purple why can't we have purple numbers? You know what I mean? That's just me. I don't know. And then you have your purple numbers, and then you outline the purple number with white, so it pops or something. I don't know. So there's a little bit of contrast. I don't know. Trust me, I don't get it. I don't get it, and I don't get to make these decisions. Wish I could, but I don't get to. What else? Yeah, these are. Y'all want to be your old team so bad. Y'all want to be the Redskins so bad. Like, it's like, dude, what are we doing? What are we doing? We ditched the concept altogether, and then we just came right back to it. Like, this actually works. Like, the gradient with the number, like, it kind of works. It could be better. It could be tweaked up a little bit. And then what do? We come right back to the solid red, and it's like, okay. And don't get me, this shit pisses me the hell off, because they could have done this day one. It's taken them 6 years to get here. Pisses me the hell off. Because if they did what the Seminoles did, and I've been calling for that. I've been calling for that for the last 6 years. I also originally, okay, Redskins racist? Call them the Reds. Make it a cursive R. There you go. Put the cursive R on the side of the helmet. Hey, hold on. Whatever happened to this logo? Whatever happened to this logo? Put that on the side of the helmet. Or now again, Seminoles probably would have sued the shit out of them and been like, hey. But how is what we just saw from the Seminoles? How are they in it? Again, to me, too little, too late. Like 6 years. It's taken you 6 years and three uniform changes in 6 years to get there. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like how the NFL has to. We need to do new jerseys every single. No, quit it. Quit it. Just quit it. Just stop it. Get some help. Like one-off jerseys, sure, because they did the color rush, they did the rivals, which I guess they've gotten rid of the rival jerseys. I noticed the bone color. They're like, no, it would be sick. Do a little throwback one week and do the all whites. That looks sick. Because hot take, these are their best uniforms. That is a very hot take, but these were my favorite. These were clean. Also hot take, when they finally came back around to it doing this, they should not have left this. Maybe make the helmet a little bit brighter to match, because this is neon. This has an IKEA look that's been clowned. But these are some of the most beautiful uniforms. They were like, yeah, we're good. We don't need them anymore. I don't get it. But again, yeah, I thought these were tough. They looked pretty good. When they did the white horn helmet and the St. Louis jersey, it was a bad look. I'm not gonna lie. But when they had their aways, it looked good. It took me forever to kind of realize like what the difference with the new jersey was. It is the lettering, but then it's also the sleeve. The sleeve has a horn versus before when it didn't. Their best looks, I still think, are this look and this look, and then this look but with the blue pants. It's grown on me. Yeah, see, there's the horn. Yeah, this look right here, the blue pants. Again, very, very bright blue. If they made it more royal, like if 1 week, here's the other thing that I would think would be super fun too, is if they kept it hush hush and didn't tell the fans, because they've talked about this before and they've made memes about it, where the fans with trades and acquisitions over the off season of, oh, we're going to get this player, draft this player, like they keep it a secret till week 1. Like there's parts of me where it would be so cool to see, like if just for 1 week they kept it hush hush and they came out with throwbacks like this, like the dark helmet, like bro, it would look so sick. It would look so sick. But yep, that's me yapping about football. The jerseys are, it is what it is. But all right, guys. What time is it? Oh my gosh, it's almost freaking midnight, guys. We've been chatting this long. Thank you guys for hanging out, though. This is a fun stream. Let me see how we looking on. Let me see, which videos should I promote? I have an OV video. So I encourage you guys to go look at that if you're interested. And not only an OV video, if you guys are also interested as well, I have a video of where is the holy cow, almost 800. Oh, that's so sick. Thank you guys, thank you. Oh, what the, oh, someone disliked my, someone's like, I've seen this person way too much. Dislike. It's like, I don't want to see this person in my feed anymore. Dislike. It's probably because I was talking too much about the Avalanche or getting sidetracked. But again, if you're new to the channel, I get sidetracked. Half my streams, we'll talk about what we need to talk about for like 5 minutes, and then I'm like squirrel, and then we talk about something else. It's always been like that. But anyways, yeah, just double checking the chat. I see how we got a couple. How is Anaheim beating Edmonton? Here is how I think Anaheim is beating Edmonton. Edmonton does not have their solid goalie that they had last year that got them to the Stanley Cup final, and Leon Draisaitl's out. If Edmonton was healthy, maybe, but I'm taking I'm taking the one trick pony Ducks to kind of have a, because we can't. The other thing too is we can't just chalk it. We can't just chalk it by having the best seeds. Like there's gonna be an upset somewhere. I mean, you look at 2024. You look at 2023 when Toronto finally won a series over Tampa and then got to the second round. You look at Florida Panthers when the Panthers, like, nobody saw the Panthers beating Bruins. Nobody. But like, we can't just chalk that the best teams are, that it's going to be 2-1s and it's going to be the one and the two, the one and the two, and like it can't be that. Like there's got to be some movements. There's got to be a little bit of upsets. And I just, coming from a Penguins fan, I don't think. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Like I think the Penguins won the goalie trade, and so that, to answer your question, that's why I think Anaheim gets past the Oilers, because if the Ducks start to put some pressure on it, I don't think Oilers can, because they could have kept at least kept Pickard, but they got rid of him too, and so yeah, they cleaned house, and I'm good. I'm good. That's just my thoughts. So yeah, that's why I think Anaheim can get past Edmonton. Hopefully that doesn't offend anybody too much. I don't see Edmonton getting far. I think Edmonton had their fun in the sun for a little bit, but then it reached its peak. Which I could probably save it for another time in another video, but like I don't know if McDavid's gonna win a cup ever. I wonder if he joins like Dan Marino, Charles Barkley, of like greats. Ooh, actually, let me go look. I don't know. Let me look up NHL greats that live. Excuse me. The 30 best players to never. Okay. Let's do this. Here we go. All right, the 30 best players according to this website, which I'll take its word for it, because it probably knows a little bit more history than I do. Shall we begin? Bernie Sanders. No. Peter DeBoer. All the Thrashers, dude. Back when the Thrashers were something. Darryl Sittler. Okay. PK Subban. Come on. No. Montreal, they had years. They had a couple good years. I'm teasing. Well, Eric Stone, now that I'm thinking about it, Eric Stone would be on this list too, because he was on the Senators forever before he went to Vegas and won the Cup. And I think PK, I think every single series that he was in, I think it ended at the hands of Boston or the Capitals. Holy cow. We got some old heads here. Hello. Joe Pavelski. Yep. Okay, yep. Yep. Dude, I don't know. What the heck? Dude, they have Unk out here at 68 years old, 69 years old. This is probably or is this Toronto? Gee. Dude, he looks old in this. This isn't like a fun, what do they call them? Alumni game. Like, that is him at 80 years old on the ice. Unbelievable. Okay. Again, dude, I don't know who any of these people are. Oh, okay. Okay. Again, Dude, I don't know. I don't know any of these. Again, I came late to the party. I know Lundqvist. I know Thornton. Yeah, I don't know any of these. Nuh-uh. I've come late to the party with hockey. But like you go NBA greats without rings who never won a championship. It's like Kevin Durant. Here we go. NBA greats that never won a championship. Here we got, get out of my way. Patrick Ewing. Russ. Dominic Witt. Yep. Don't know. Okay, is he really a great though? No, I'm messing. Yes. Okay, we're stretching it a bit. No, Harden's up there. Let me. It's like, are we serious about Harden? Can we put Harden on that list? Because I don't know if we can put Harden on that list. Why does it always want me to? I don't get this, bro. Why does it always want me to? No, I'm not signing in. Quit. NBA players with most points, but no, come on. Just ranking the best players in NBA history to not win a championship. Oh my gosh, this one has so many pop-up ads. We're not going on that one. New. Ranking the greatest. Wow, this is from 2020. This is from, sure. This is from 2020. This is Bleacher Report. Do more with the app. Hey, you know you can do more with the app? You know, I am so glad you're sending me that ad when I'm on a computer. Okay, Reggie. Whoa, what the? Which WNBA player is this right here? No, dude, Patrick. Dude, the other list didn't even have Patrick Ewing. What the hell? Steve Nash, K. AI. Jason McVay, K. John Stockton. Dude, look at them blokies, bro. Hello. Charles Barkley. NFL grades. Let's do NFL grades who never won. And top of the top is, of course, Dan Marino. Oh my gosh. I love when we overreact a little bit and we act. Believe me, I think the Ravens or Bills are ever going to, no, they're never going to win a Super Bowl. Unfortunately. But I love how, like, we're already putting, like, Josh Allen, he's the best that's never won it. And it's like, the dude still has a good 15 years in the NFL. He could probably win one. All right, Josh Allen, yes. Phil Britton, Brian Urlacher, yeah. Chris, yep, yes. Best chance in the Super Bowl. Cam Bailey. Yeah, Joe Thomas, unfortunately. That's what you get for playing with the Browns. Steve Largent. Bruce Matthews. T.O. never? Oh, okay. Yeah, T.O. The difference between T.O. and OBJ is OBJ did get that ring, but T.O. never did. Hold on. We can't be having ads and shit when I'm doing this. T.O. Adrian Peterson. J.J. Watt, Eric Dickerson, Fran Tarkenton. Oh my gosh, we are like again. It's not Glaze, but it's like we might as well just throw Justin Herbert up here as well too. Of how like Lamar has, how old's Lamar? 28, 28, 29. He's probably going to play till he's 35, 36. Like, will he play till he's 40 like Aaron Rodgers? No. Or Brady? No. But, like, there's still time. Junior Seau, Tony Gonzalez, LaDainian Thompson. Yeah, wasn't there that one year, the 1 year where they had the number one offense, number one defense, and they missed the playoffs? Doesn't make sense. I don't get it. I'll probably Randy Moss, yes. Dude, and this was the year that the Patriots just stacked their whole roster and they're like, we're gonna go and get one. Barry Sanders, yes. And Dan Marino, yes. So I just went through basketball and football, and there are like my percentage of knowing the players went from about 20% to about 90% of I know that one. Yep, I know that. Yes, I know that one as well, because it just, again, I came very late to the party with hockey. Like I've watched hockey, but like knowing the ins and outs and stuff, no. Every year I'm like, hey, Pens are gonna win it. That's how it's been. What could we? What else could we? What else could we rank? I'm trying to think of other championships. Because, like, there's college football legends, but it's like college football legends to never win a national championship. It's like hundreds. Oh, baseball. MLB greats with no rings. Hall of Famers without World Series rings. I feel like this list will be very... hold on. The best players who haven't won a World Series. ... Yet. Yes, let's get into this one. Let's do this one. Let's do this one for fun, and then we will end the stream because it is almost freaking midnight. Didn't he retire too? Like I think he went to the Blue Jays, but then I think he has retired. Like, it's a shame the Reds aren't good. Okay. There's Bryce Harper. Okay. He won one with the Rangers. Okay. JT Realmuto. Okay. Christian Yelich. Okay. He won one in... Didn't he win one in 22 with the Astros? Okay, that's it. That was a fast list. That was a super fast list. I thought there would have been more. That's not true. No, anyways, guys, that's my thoughts on the NHL. This is a soft prediction. Soft. Like, this is an initial reaction, because I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research. Look at it through a couple more lens. But, anyways, guys. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, whoops. La la la. Once again, there's a Penguins logo for all of those wondering. Yeah, it's almost midnight. We have been talking about hockey for 2 hours, and I feel like we haven't even gotten anything done. But I think I'm going to be saying this a couple times. This probably isn't the only time that I say this when I live stream and cover. Is I think it's up for grabs. I really do think it's up for grabs. I think the Avs, the Stars, Vegas, the Ducks, the Bruins, the Lightning, the Canes, the Penguins, and the Flyers. Like, best case scenario, giving every team the benefit of the doubt. That's everybody who I think can win. I'm not picking an 8 seed or a 7. No, but I think with the teams who should be in the postseason that aren't this year, because again, there's a lot of turnover every year. Your Rangers, your Jets, your Capitals, your Panthers, your Leafs, which, not saying the Leafs ever had a chance, sorry they're catching a random stray, but ultimately, whoever wins this series, I think probably wins the cup. Because there is not a definitive, glaring, there's parts of me where whoever wins this series and whoever wins this series gets to the Stanley Cup final. Or, I don't know. Because this one speaks the loudest. This series speaks the loudest because they're the top two teams. They're gonna battle test each other the most to get this could be a, because again, and I've talked about it, Vegas could get Detroit done in 5 games, and they could be sitting back waiting, and these guys battle it out for 7 games, and they just with the tensity of 7 games for that whole week, yeah, that makes me think a team is so much more ready to go, even though they've played more games, because Vegas has been sitting back twiddling their thumbs, waiting for a half of a week, and it's like, oh, there you are, Dallas. We've been waiting for you, and it's like, well, Dallas just came back down from 3-1, and kicked at the Avalanche ass, and now they're gonna, come gentlemen sweep you guys because they just took down the best team. Because there is also parts of me that do think too that whoever takes down the Oilers, it's kind of a, when the Panthers beat Tampa, you slay the dragon. You slay the dragon. Wasn't it the Canucks? The Canucks beat no, the Predators. The Predators beat Chicago, and they slayed that dragon. There's parts of me, if Dallas slays the dragon and beats Colorado, no one's stopping Dallas. No one. So unless Dallas and Vegas play in the West Finals, which I could see it, because I can't see, with how this is pretty favorable for Vegas, pretty favorable for Tampa. It's hard for me to go, yep, Utah's in. Again, I think there's parts of me that think whoever wins this one could, because last time Philadelphia was in the postseason, they went all the way to the Cup. So Philly against Dallas, that'd be a weird one. That one makes no sense, but I don't know. All right, guys, but I'm gonna end the stream here. I thank you guys for hanging out with me. This was super fun. I think we got over 100 views. We had a lot of people watching this stream. This was super fun, but we're gonna end the stream here, guys. Though, go check out my other videos. To drop a little hint, should we do? Yes, I think we should. Let's do a let's drop a little drop a little love here, shall we? A little love in the chat. A little love in the chat. Okay, you want to see? You guys are gonna like this. Look at that thumbnail. Okay, that's for a video coming up. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Oh, whoa! Is my hair out? No. All right. Yeah, it's late. It's late, guys. It's late. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.